to me, having some kind of sensor system, regardless of what appearance it is, monitor the physical movement of the pilot, like they move their left arm and then the robot moves its left arm accordingly, was a much more efficient way of making it work. And then you'd just be trained to move slower to accommodate the mass and the speed and things like that. But Mari, when she switches Unit 2 into the Beast mode, which again goes towards my theory that in 1.0 Shinji went into Berserker mode by himself rather than Yui Ikari actually putting it into Berserker mode itself. That's kind of what supports it. And her eyes turn green because the sensors on her plug suit turn green. And yes, we got another fine shot of her boobs again. I suppose that's some form of fan service. Are we supposed to be thankful for that? I'm not sure. And anyway, she intentionally goes into what I'll call the red zone or the red line and transforms and removes many or most or all of the limiters on Unit 2 and turns it into a ravenous beast. Makes you wonder if Units 0, 1, and 3, and 4, and 5 were also capable of transforming into the beast. And by the way, where the hell did they come up with that code name? It's just, like, weird. And as Ritsuko pointed out, even switching into this unrestrained, ravenous, carnivorous, what the fuck is this thing? Which even going into this form, Unit 2 still couldn't beat the 10th Angel. And then, 6-7 minutes later, Shinji also does the exact same thing, except he's doing it in order to save Rei. And it makes me wonder if the angels are getting progressively more complex. Why is it that the Evas have these restrictions placed on them? If they are, it's pretty clear that the sound effects and the visual effects of Awakened Unit 1 say it's now become an angel. It's no longer, like I said earlier, I don't know precisely what the Evas are. I know they're kind of modified versions of angels, but it seems to me that Unit 1 has awakened into something angel-like, whatever the angels are. I don't even know where they're coming from. Are they just kind of popping out of Antarctica randomly or something like that? They're not being sent down from heaven. It's just a code word for wherever they come from. Anyways, getting back to it, Shinji also intentionally goes into the red line, but he seems to take it to something even beyond what Mari did, mostly because Mari just wasn't capable of fighting anymore. Unit 2 was done for. I'll be stunned if they bring back Unit 2. There is so much bad damage there. So Shinji takes it beyond the red line. He just kind of goes all out, and that's the point that I was trying to get to a couple of minutes ago, where I said that the physical and the metaphysical and, dare I say, the religious aspects of the world, the rules of the universe in Evangelion start kind of merging together, and we start to see stuff that is actually beyond my knowledge, because I didn't see the last bits of the series in the movie. To see Unit 1 act like an angel, not just a berserker where it's just kind of going crazy, because Unit 2 kind of did that thing for us. But again, it was under pilot control, which to me doesn't really fit in with what they did in the series. Unit 1 went berserk because it was Yui Kari protecting her son, and it would only be allowed to be piloted by either her clone, Rei, or by Shinji. They didn't even try to put Asuka in there because of compatibility issues, which they just kind of gave it a lip service, and that was it. And so to see Unit 1 turn into an angel was, it's got the halo, it can modify AT fields, it's got the crucifix energy blasts, it can create offensive AT fields, not just AT fields that are defensive, but AT fields that are offensive, which is something that the Angels never displayed in the series. But Unit 1 This time around, of course, under the control of Shinji, who's pushed it beyond that. And Ritsuko and Misato, they say when Mari deactivates the limiters on Unit 2, they say be careful. They say if you're not careful, you'll never return to humanity, whatever that means. We'll probably find out what that means in 3.0. And Shinji, who has this morale boost or whatever it is, he's become unstoppable. Someone must have slipped some Viagra into the LCL, I guess. Uh, um, Goes beyond the limiters, and again, kind of like Mari, doesn't really think about what he's doing or what he's sacrificing or what he's going to be gaining or what he's doing it for in order to reach Rei. And we see Unit 1 with its halo floating above the geofront, which, by the way, is more or less destroyed. Is there even a Tokyo 3 up there anymore? Is the city even up there anymore? I mean, it's just been laid to waste. Even Kaji's watermelons didn't make it. There is clearly some connection between Unit 1 and the dead 10th Angel. I mean, is the angel dead at that point? I'm not sure. Unit 1 didn't eat the core, or any part of the angel, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that situation. How Unit 1 has evolved compared to how it did in the series. Misato said something at the end there that kind of gave me pause. I had to think back and remember, oh yeah, she's the only person who saw and lived to tell the tale of Second Impact. In person, she saw, in the series she saw Adam rise up and, whatever happened in Antarctica, which I never saw, which I never found out about. Whatever Second Impact was, whatever they were doing, whatever the Katsuragi expedition was doing down there. She was the only survivor of the Katsuragi expedition, except for Ikari, and she saw it firsthand, and she comments in 2.0 something to the effect of just like Second Impact. And, clearly Unit 1 is on the verge of meltdown, is going to initiate the third impact. This is the thing that they have feared most. Although, in 1.0 they specifically say that third impact will only happen if an angel comes into contact with Lilith. So that's a little confusing, although in the series Unit 1 was a clone of Lilith, so would the same thing happen there? Which begs the question, why the hell would they put a clone of Lilith on the front lines going up against angels? Because, well, wouldn't that initiate third impact? Isn't that kind of something to be avoided? So I hung around for the credits. By the way, the new version of Beautiful World sung by whatever her name was, I kind of like the 1.0 version better. But anyways, if you watch at the end of the credits, Unit 1 is ready to blow sky high and destroy the world, or whatever it is they're going to say is happening. And then, boom, headshot. It gets a spear run through it by the, do we call it the Mark 6 or just Unit 6? Descending quite heavenly from the moon with Kaworu Nagisa at the controls in clearly a different style of entry plug and clearly a different style of plug suit. We only get one shot. That is such a... Oh, that was such a rip-off where we see Unit 6 in the teaser trailer. We get to see two Nuevas in this movie. The first one appears in the first 5 minutes and self-destructs, and the second Nueva we see is only going to appear in the last 15 seconds of the film itself. Not even the teaser trailer. It's there, and that's it. And I know, yeah, by the way, its head is kind of a modified version of Unit 1's head. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen next. But I feel like Unit 6 has been sent down to kind of keep tabs on Unit 1 when it finally evolves. The difference is between Seilei's plans and Gendo's plans. I didn't quite understand the subtitles of what was happening in those last few minutes of the movie itself before the credits ran, but clearly at that point, the plans of Seilei and Gendo differ at that point, And, Sele is going to be really pissed that Unit 1 is awakened earlier than anticipated. And what I think is that the only reason Third Impact doesn't happen is because Unit 6 ran that Lance of Longinus through it and kind of halted the Third Impact in mid-step. Which makes me wonder, we see in the teaser trailer for 3.0, Unit 1 does not create the Third Impact. It survives, but it still has its spear run through it. And it makes me wonder if the way Lilith is treated, having the Spear of Longinus, in the Terminal Dogma isn't the exact same thing. Like, Lilith was about to initiate Third Impact, or rather, Lilith was about to initiate Second Impact, and somehow it was prevented in Antarctica. That's where they acquired her, and they ran the Lance of Longinus through it to prevent Third Impact from happening, or rather, to prevent Second Impact from happening. The same thing is about to happen here at the end of 2.0. Unit 1, which has the merging of an Angel and a Yuri Ikari clone and Shinji Ikari, and Unit 1 itself, which is a clone of Lilith, is about to create the Third Impact. And all of a sudden a Spear of Longinus is run through it. I've heard it both ways. Is it the Spear of Longinus or the Lance of Longinus? Is there really a difference? I suppose so. And I'm wondering if Unit 1 awakened earlier than Sele anticipated, but Gendo knew that this might happen, and so he kind of made those calculations earlier on. I think that Unit 6 was sent down to keep tabs on Unit 1, and Kaworu on Shinji. Sele sent him down to keep an eye on them and make certain that Third Impact didn't happen too early, because they saw signs of Unit 1 and its pilot becoming unstable, or whatever it is that's happening. And one of the reasons I think this is at the tippy end of 1.0, Kaworu. I watch Evangelion dubbed with the English voiceover. I've always watched it that way. This watching 2.0 was the first time I saw it with subtitles in the original Japanese dialogue, so it was a little challenging for me. But anyways, in the dubbed 1.0, Kaworu, however you say his name, please forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, he says the third one again. I'm looking forward to meeting you, Shinji Ikari. That's not a direct quote, but I'm kind of paraphrasing. I thought at first that Kaworu was talking about the third angel. The third one again, the third angel is become troublesome. Maybe the third angel initiated Second Impact and he had to come down and deal with it last time. And he's been, kind of living up on the moon ever since. But then, as it turns out, in 2.0, at the very end, that post-credits teaser, Kaworu has come down to deal with the third child, the third pilot, the third candidate. He's come down to deal with Shinji Ikari, which completely changes the equation. I don't know why it is that an angel has formed an alliance of some kind with Sele. Did Sele know that he was an angel when they sent him down here, when they planned to give him these projects? Apparently they must know he's an angel because, well, they don't really care if he's sitting naked in a coffin or standing on the finger of Unit 6 as it's still being assembled. Sele damn well knows that Kaworu's an angel. At least in Rebuild. I don't know if he was in the series. And so I'm wondering if they're going to try and use him not only to keep control of, not only to ensure that they can keep control of the situation and initiate Third Impact and the Human Instrumentality Project when they say, but also to make certain that Gendo doesn't try and mess around with their plans. I think that Unit 6 and Kaworu are Sele's insurance plan, and that even though Unit 1 awakens early, this has put kind of a big hamper in Gendo's plans. I don't think he was anticipating what was going to happen when Unit 6 came down and stopped the Third Impact. Gendo might have wanted Third Impact to happen, but he thought that he'd be able to control the situation up until that point, and I'm wondering if he's lost control of his plan when Third Impact happened early.